My lady, I've a gift for you to take. But first you need to get up out of bed. My sister travelled so far for your sake. She asked if I could give this in her stead. The princess poked her head out from her sheets, and saw the riding mask her handmaid held. It wraps beneath your ears, and then it meets behind your neck where ruin won't be spelled for all those curls you work so hard to keep. The mask was deep magenta and displayed a tulip lovingly affixed in deep embroidered red, its stem turned like a braid. With shaking hands, young Suhit took the mask and set her mind upon a greater task. Before you returned, I was out by the throne room. My brother's old friend thought he gathered no traction. But now, just like them, I will face down my own doom. The flower of feelings that call us to action, a tulip embroidered on mask of magenta. The princess set the mask about her face. This war is a farce, and I'm right at the center. And then she dressed to ride at blinding pace. Our foe is a lord, so I'll cut down his station. The king over him is who's holding the power. It's time to convince him of centralization. Today is the day I'm refusing to cower. The people are waiting to hear from a hero. I'm not waiting with them. I'm going to be her. My lady, are you sure you want to go? You'll have to cross that vicious lord's domain. There's no one who would blame you if you chose to let the army fight while you remain. I'll not stand aside while our people are trampled. This world is too full of those standing for nothing. If I choose to hide, I'll become an example of all I oppose, so it's not worth discussing. The handmaid fixed a brooch on Suhit's cloak. A yellow rose, to know when not to act. We don't know who we're likely to provoke, so let's be sure to see this through with tact. Did you expect I'd let you go alone? I'll treat this goal of yours like it's my own. The princess knew their flight could not be seen, so used the servant's passage to descend where guards on duty could not intervene. They reached the stables at the pathway's end and woke young Suhit's horses to prepare them for the coming ride across the land. No warning came before the blinding flare of candlelight held by a stable hand. There was no time for them to stow away. Two knaves in masks and hoods have come to thieve. Within a blink the guards will be arrayed. My lady, mount your horse, it's time to leave. The pair were forced to leave their bags and ride into the night the kingdom's will defied. A pack of guards assembled and gave chase across the grassy hill the castle topped. The slope was far too great at such a pace, their horses' hooves would slip and they'd be dropped if they rode straight away from castle walls. The guards pursuing did not think as far and tried to cut them off, but tripped and sprawled. From high above, the picture was bizarre. The crown prince watched the scene unfold, then knocked an arrow on his warbow string. The princess left her chambers, he'd been told. He drew and aimed his arrow with a grin. For one long breath, he reveled in his sport, then screeched in anger when his shot fell short. They reached the road beside the gate and turned to take the well-paved road to get away into the forest that would have to burn to capture anyone who chose to stay among the old and densely woven trees. The river will guide us until we have bearings, the princess said once they were clear and free. The miller's son told me once when he was sharing the journey they took to the town they now live in, you'll always find people by following water. My lady, I hope that I might be forgiven. I did not think highly of you as I ought to. Not that it takes genius to follow a river, but listening's a skill that makes most nobles quiver. They quickly found a village down the stream. Your mask must stay on and you must remain hooded. I don't understand why the people can't see me. We're not even out of the capital woods yet. The handmaid spoke for Suhit and herself when they approached a man who sat awake. It's quite the nasty hand that you've been dealt, but we have nothing you can freely take. My name is Ismoin. I'm a maid at the castle. My friend and I have no provisions to travel. If you could spare even the smallest of parcels, we've rumors that we'd be inclined to unravel. Her mask and her brooch were both gifts from the royals. The stories we bring are legitimate spoils. The crossing is close, we can make it by morning. Ismoin did not agree and shook her head. That bridge is not safe if they've sent out a warning. Most roads will be safe, but we've places we can't tread. Where folk know your face or where guards keep a boundary, where royal-endorsed institutions are courted. The places a princess is normally found near. We need to be smart or our plan will be thwarted. So how will we get past the rivers and borders? By fording and hiding and passing unnoticed. That village we pass through won't say who awarded them payment in rumors, or else their remotest of chances to profit will slip through their fingers. We'll find places like it where tattlers don't linger. They rode for near 2 weeks to reach the line between their kingdom and the foreign land, where they held hope they'd find a king inclined to make his vassal yield to his command. This river's too deep and too fast to be forded. You're right, it's not like the ones inside the nation. I guess that's what makes it so potent a border. We'll have to find somewhere no guards have been stationed. It took 3 extra days to find a place to cross where there was no one on patrol. There was a crest emblazoned on the face of one small sign hung crooked on a pole. That crest is one owned by a neutral dominion. Our passage through this land will face no resistance. Ismoin and Suhit crossed the neutral realm. Its lord was sworn to serve the selfsame king as he who built a force to overwhelm defenseless towns to ease rejection's sting. They traced the fiefdom's borders leading deep into the kingdom toward the central land, where they would bring their reasons to the keep why kings should stay their vassals' wayward hands. As they drew close, the dirt roads turned to stone, and food and drink were plentiful and clean. The princess wondered if they would condone the system that afforded their routine, if they knew how much worse their lives would be for just one step outside the royal sea.